Well, I haven't posted anything for this past week yet because, well, the weather's been really bad. So I guess I could say due to inclement weather, I did not really have any content that I felt that was good enough to put online. And I've already posted a bunch of crap that, in my opinion, in the beginning of this whole BeckBuilt adventure, and learned my lesson about posting stuff when I had nothing to post. It just doesn't get views, and it's boring as hell. So today is going to be just a quick video, a little bit vlog style, just to kind of walk around and give you an update on things. And because this weekend that's coming up, we are making a video of starting the engine that's sitting in the Monte Carlo chassis, and make sure that we can run it and start it with the way it sits right now, because there's a gentleman who's coming this next week who's interested in buying the whole thing for his own project, and if that happens, then we've got a lot of money basically to fund the rest of these projects. So let me catch you guys up to date on what's going on with everything. Be prepared to have your head talked off. So I threw a starter relay in there just to see if that was the problem of why it wasn't starting at the key, and it is not. You can touch the screwdriver there at the relay here and the engine will spin over, and that'll get the engine turning. But one of the other problems that we're having is that there's no power getting to the car. I already had to do one repair, which was right here, where you can see someone cut out a, what do you call it, a fusible link, and connected it back direct, and it was oxidized, and it was oxidized green. The wires weren't even twisted around each other. It was just two wires side by side inside a piece of shrink wrap, and I went ahead and soldered everything together. Used some liquid tape to waterproof around the plug where the insulator had come off, and some cold wrap to seal off the rest of it from water. I've yet to do anything about the coil and distributor because I had fought these headers for like 2 days. Not these headers, but the long tube headers. See, those long tube headers were that I had to take out the power brake booster, the master cylinder, the gearbox, and the starter to get the hooker headers to fit in here, just to find out that the gearbox is literally too large for anything to happen there. And if anyone's listening from any of these header companies, I feel like in this situation y'all should actually make this to where one of the header tubes or two of the header tubes go around the steering column instead of trying to squeeze everything in behind, because it's just worthless. So I'm still not getting it to turn from the key, so what I'm going to have to do later on today is basically trace a bunch of wires and test a bunch of stuff while they've got 12 volt going through the system, and find out where it's not, how and where it is not getting to the switch. Now, the Monster Carly, we've got a MSD ignition coil for it. We've got a new Excel distributor and a throttle body spacer for it, and all this stuff we basically got through a buddy who just wanted to get rid of it and wasn't going to use it, so we got a good cheap price on it. So we figured, why not amp up the voltage and put a little spacer on the throttle. The wife is, I believe we found some mid-length headers that she's going to order so that we can go ahead and header this. And the exhaust that's still on the Monte Carlo chassis, it's a true dual with Flowmaster individual mufflers, I think is what we're going to use. And once we get all that taken care of, we can go ahead and order some steel, because I'm just going to cut these body mounts off and make new body mounts that come up and almost meet the floor of the car, so we can put it where exactly we want it to be. This ought to be running together real soon here. This is what we're going to have to worry about this weekend. This is basically what the video that I'll be putting out next week is going to be on. We're going to fire this thing up, well, like this, as just a chassis, so that we can prove to the gentleman who wants to buy it that it runs and revs and does everything that it's supposed to. And he's getting a really good deal because it's got a brand new master cylinder and power brake booster It's got a brand new alternator. The engine's, the top half of the engine's been gone through several times in order to get it as good as it is now. I'm pretty sure it's had a timing chain put on at some point because it runs and idles too tight to not have. And he's going to get this whole chassis, which also has new shocks. It's got these good tires, these Rally Sport wheels. He's getting a good deal. I'm just going to sell it to him hopefully for $1,000. And then whenever that gets going out of there, that gives me enough money to repair something that we just bought. What? Yes, I bought another truck. Let me show you. And here it is. 1998 Suburban, 2-wheel drive. Got some brand new BF Goodrich all-terrain tires on it. Nice push bar in the front, LEDs. Big rack on top, LED lights. Now it's not perfect though. It's, you know, it's got some big R scratches on it there. A dent from something falling off the roof there. But it's really nice as far as we're concerned. And it used to be a fireman's truck. Got rear loader LEDs on the back here. Let me show you the inside if I can get open. I've got to take all the door panels off. And what you call it? Clean all the mechs on the doors and everything because everything is stiff and nothing wants to unlock. So we picked this thing up for $1,000, and the inside is not bad. It's got the classic Chevy broke dash thing, but I'm not really worried about that because I have both surviving door handles still. They haven't been yanked off of it yet, so I'm really excited about that. And the front seats are raggedy, but the back seat's still in good shape. The headliner's still up. What does this thing have wrong with it? All kinds of shit. So I tried to fill up the radiator all the way, and water started coming out of the front of the engine. I think it's probably a freeze plug. But let me show you. Oh, but it does run really well. It just choo-choos right now. So I'm really going to have to do a head gasket, some freeze plugs, and take manifold gasket and all that jazz. But let me show you these lights. Oh, simple 3-step system. Look at this. Can you see those? Yeah, they're so bright at night. They really light the place up. Down there, headlights are on. Are the loaders on? Yep, the rear loaders are on as well. So I love this thing. It's gonna be our family truckster, station wagon, 1998 Suburban. And you see the Ramcharger still here. Well, guess what? It's not gonna go anywhere for anytime soon. I've actually got a set of long tube headers from the Plymouth Scamp client that doesn't fit his car, and I'm gonna hook these guys up with them and put some long tube headers on that 318 that I built and painted and all that fluff jobness. And then they've just dropped another part deposit, and so you guys are going to get to watch me completely rebuild the front end of this truck, as well as strip it down, clean all the parts, paint them. We're going to put red polyurethane control arm bushings, bump stops, and frame mounts all the way down, and basically raise the body up off the chassis, paint the chassis, and then get the new polyurethane body mounts as well. We're going to make this thing ride smooth like glass. And last but not least, on the updates, took Rusty's bench seat out because it was broken and it straight stabbed me in the arse and ripped my pants open on that side over there. And so I got that thing yanked out, and you can see 2 headrests in there. I'll show you what I did in a sec. Also, thanks to my friend Bobby, I got this sound dampener off of a 2014 Chevrolet, and got this old overtube pipe from that blue Dodge truck, if you remember a couple episodes back. And now I've got an axle over exhaust that's quiet as can be for this straight 6. Let me show you what I did on the inside here so far. So our game plan with this is to pull trailer, as everybody I'm sure knows, as well as, you know, go 4-wheel driving and have a good time. So we wanted some comfortable seats. I still have to install the plastic trim. Let's see, which one is this? Oh, that's to this side. Anyways, I still have to install the plastic trim, but these are the seats out of a Dodge minivan. They happen to fit really nicely and give us all the comforts and all that jazz, yada 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 yada, that we need. The one that I've got here is actually the front seat. I have to trim this plastic in, but it's actually electric, and I'm going to hardwire it into the power on this truck. So that's about what we've got going on there. I've had to make custom brackets to make both of these seats fit in here. You can see the bracket here where I've got it bolted in there. Seat bolts in there, and it drops in for there. So they're in there sturdy as can be. So I got the steel bought, it's sitting in the yard, so it won't be long before making a video on making the flatbed on this thing. So that's it for this belated update as far as the projects are going. We're going to definitely be getting a lot more done here in the next couple of weeks. So what I might end up trying to do, if I can somehow manage to squeeze it, is I might just be shooting several videos at once into 1 week, and kind of buy me a little bit of time so that I can post them, just have them sitting, the video sitting, waiting, and whatnot, in order to put them up online whenever they need to be up. You got what I said. Because we got the Scamp, we got the Monster Carly, and we've got the Suburban and Rusty all going on at the same time. And so we might just have to overload the world with a bunch of boring ass videos with half-assed content of stuff that's only going to be cool once it's actually finished and driving down the street again. Until next time, love what you do. See y'all later.